Well, hello and a very warm welcome to our Meaning of Life Live. Thank you so much for joining us this Friday. I'm really excited that you're able to be with us to talk about discovering our life purpose. What an exciting topic we're going to be covering today. So, just before we start, I'm just going to ask us to close our eyes and basically just center ourselves as we just begin our Facebook session. So let's just close our eyes. And let's just take a slow, deep breath in. And breathe out. And let's just take another slow, deep breath in. And let go. And let's just become aware of our feet on the floor. And let's become aware of our lower legs. And let's become aware of our knees now. And let's become aware of our upper legs. And let's bring our awareness to our hips. And let's bring our awareness to our stomach. Let's bring our awareness to our chest now. And let's become aware of our arms. And let's bring our awareness to our neck. And finally, our awareness to our face muscles. And to our scalp. And become aware of our whole body. And let's take another slow, deep breath in. And breathe out. And with a smile on our face, let's just gently open our eyes. Okay, so welcome once again to our live Facebook session. And of course, we want you to like, share, and comment. So if you're liking what you're hearing on our Facebook Live, then please do press the thumbs up or the love button. We always like to get your feedback on what we're doing here. And of course, if you'd like to share this video, please do share it. You can click share underneath and share it on your timeline or the groups that you're part of, people that you think may be interested in discovering their life purpose, which hopefully is everybody. And of course, we'd like your comments as well. So let's just see who's on the call today. So we've got quite a lot of people. If you just want to shout out, just do put your name and where you're tuning in from so that we can say hello. So we've got Elizabeth there, I believe from Germany. How are you doing, Elizabeth? Nice to see you again. And And yeah, so please do add all your comments and your names in there, and I want to know where you're from so we can say hello. And this is all part of our Conscious Change family. So as we do these Facebook Lives, we want to feel like we're part of a family. And this Conscious Change family has got 3 steps. Firstly, we want to transform ourselves. Secondly, transforming our communities. And finally, transforming the world. And how does this work? Well, when we become stronger inside, when we become more calm, stable, people with higher levels of awareness, more conscious beings, then we are better able to help those around us in our communities, and we're better able to be a force for change for the entire planet. That is our Conscious Change family. And I'm so glad that you're here with me to be a part of that. And we're going to be growing that family over this year through the app, through the Facebook Lives that we'll be doing, and a whole host of new projects that we'll be launching. So it's going to be a very, very exciting year, 2017, and looking forward for you to be part of that. Now, of course, on those 3 stages, personal development, community development, and geopolitical changes that we're going to influence. Of course, today is a very interesting day. So it's actually the inauguration of Trump, if you don't know by now, as the President of the United States. And of course, you may be tuning in, you may have particular views, political views. So some of you may well be Trump supporters, some of you may be not. And I think we've had a lot of emails into The Meaning of Life about how we handle this current situation at a geopolitical level. And of course, if you're a supporter, then you'll be happy in terms of what's happening. And I think I'd like to take a step back in terms of these particular issues and say, the patient is sick, right? So the patient being our planet, in terms of how we organise ourselves financially, how we organise ourselves militarily, politically. All of these things are indicators of a patient that is sick. And what is it? What is the sickness? It's the incredible inequality that we see. So, for instance, a recent Oxfam study showed that the top 8 people in the world own enough wealth, or the same amount of wealth, as the bottom 50% of the planet. Yeah. Now, of course, from anyone's perspective, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You know, the lack of opportunities, the inequality, corporate greed, corruption, nepotism, elitism, these are characteristics of a patient who is sick, the planet. And of course, therefore, people look to try different medicines. What medicine can we try to try and fix this? And things like the election of Trump, Brexit, certain far-right parties that are increasing influences around the world, they're all attempts to try and apply some medicine to what we identify. Now, whether those medicines will actually work or not is yet to be seen, and we have to give it a chance. So that's what's happening on the outside. But we can look at this as an opportunity. Because only in our lives, our personal lives, and also at a geopolitical level, when there are challenges that we face, then it brings out our courage, our valor. Yeah. You know, if we want to be given courage, are we just given courage just like that, or are we given opportunities to develop courage? And in the same way, these particular geopolitical issues that we're seeing are a wake-up call for the planet to shift and change the way that we organise ourselves. And when we see it as that opportunity, then we recognise that actually, as human beings, we probably all want the same thing. We all want peace, we all want prosperity, we all want our families to be doing well, we want our children to be educated. These are all things that we share. And when we focus on things which we share, then we can let go of these fears that we experience. And we can campaign for what we believe in. Really what happens is we start with acceptance. And you may remember, for those of you who tuned in on New Year's Day, acceptance, beingness, or being present, and compassionately serving, ABC, were 3 things that we spoke about. And in the same way, with this situation, if you're finding it difficult, the first point of call is acceptance, a deep personal acceptance of what we're experiencing on this planet. Secondly, being present. Being present to your own emotions and those around you. So you can then move on to C, which is compassionately serving. Being there, showing up for those communities that might be affected by what is happening around us. So what we're going to be doing is to support that. We're actually going to be working with an organisation called AVAZ, AVAAZ, who do these weekly petitions on various topics to overcome the problems that we see in the world, the corruption, the greed, the inequality. And they're a fantastic political campaigning group, and we may not always support what they're doing, but when there are petitions that we think are beneficial, we're going to join them with our community and help towards that transformation of the planet. Yeah. Okay, so that moves me nicely on to what we're going to talk about today, which is uncovering our life purpose. Yeah? And before I do that, let's just say hello to everyone from around the world. Wow, we've got lots of people tuning in. So Nikki from New York, hi there, nice to see you. Good morning to Melissa from San Jose. Berta from Austria. Dina saying, I'm a Gupta girl from New Jersey. Okay, hi there. Bonnie from Alameda, California. Yay, nice to see you. Ma from New York, great to see you too. Juhu from Germany. Shelley from Ottawa. Joanne from Vancouver. Nice to see you all. Great that you can tune in. Shemaya from Maine. Tony from Philadelphia. And Elizabeth from Germany. Great to see you. Angela from Concord. Whole host of different people. Sorry if I can't mention all of you. But it's great to see so many people from all around the world who are tuning in. So thank you so much for joining me. So please once again share, comment, share this video on your timeline or other groups that you're a part of. Please do comment and press the like or love button. We want to get your feedback on what we're talking about today, of course. So, our life purpose. What is our life purpose? Is our life purpose to get up in the morning, go to work, get stressed, come back home, make dinner, feed the kids, watch TV and go to sleep? Is that the purpose of our lives? You see, I believe that all of us are here to give an authentic gift to this planet. And that is one way that we can look at our life purpose. Authentic, in the sense that normally we live conditioned lives. We live lives depending on what our parents or society expect of us. But in fact, an authentic life is one where we go deep within ourselves. We've boosted our levels of self-awareness, and intuitively we'll be able to connect to what is our life purpose. And life being, it's not just about a career, but it's a whole way of being. It's a whole life. And the word purpose is all about moving ahead with a sense of purpose, a sense of meaning, giving that sense of meaning to our lives. And when we live lives of purpose, when we discover it, when we live it, when we engender it, when we express it, then not only do we feel happier, we share happiness with those around us. And we recruit incredible power and energy to that. Yeah? We all like doing good things, contributing to people around us. Feels good, right? It's our natural way of being. And if I can just share my personal journey, as many of you know, I actually had and suffered from ME, chronic fatigue syndrome, when I was at university. I spent many years trying to discover what caused it. And it was like a brick wall. It was a horrible experience. And at that time, if you told me something positive will come out of this, I would not have believed you. I would have said, I've got this brick wall in front of me. I can't move forward in my life. I might have this illness forever. How can this possibly be an opportunity? Or how can this possibly be happening for a reason? And yet that really sowed the seeds of helping me discover a deeper purpose. Because I got myself fully well and did lots of research and decided to set up a clinic. And I knew that that was my life purpose. And in fact, before that, I actually worked as a management consultant at PwC. And I was working there and I learnt lots of fantastic skills. But I knew it wasn't my life purpose. And it was a very difficult decision to leave management consultancy and tell my family, right, I'm going to set up a stress management clinic and help people with ME. And they said, what? You're going to do what? Especially for those of you who know how Asian families react to that kind of thing. But I realized that that was my purpose. And I worked with a coach to help me uncover what my purpose was at that time. And I was so glad that I did it, because I recognized and realized that only when we ask the right questions can the right answers come up. So many times I hear people say, oh, I don't know what my life purpose is. I've thought about it. I don't really know what it is. But consider the idea that the quality of our lives is dependent on the quality of the questions that we ask ourselves. Only when we ask those deep, penetrating questions, when we raise our consciousness and levels of awareness, can we tune into our intuition and really connect with our life purpose. You know, the universe doesn't want to hide this from us. It wants us to discover it. And that's why we're here today, to spark that process, to sow those seeds of discovering our life purpose. So my journey was then to help people with chronic fatigue syndrome, ME, fibromyalgia, multiple chemical sensitivities. And I knew it was my life purpose. And it brought me such a rewarding feeling. It was like that Zen moment, that aha moment when you know, aha, I was born to do this. I would do this for free. And our life purpose keeps evolving as we evolve. So as we mature, as we change, as we transform, our life purpose also transforms with us. So then the next stage, as I became aware, as I worked with people around me and got some coaching, was that the next step for me was to set up the Meaning of Life experiment, to set up the app with the film and the meditations and contribute to this awakening on our planet and to raise the consciousness of the planet. And I realized that that was my next life purpose. And this didn't just happen by accident. It didn't just reveal itself. It was because I had the intention to discover what this life purpose actually is, to find it, to live it, to express it. And so that's why I want to share that with you today and encourage you to take that journey. What a wonderful opportunity. What a grand calling this is for us. So this is about our contribution. That when we live lives of purpose and meaning, we contribute to the world around us and we become a vessel for love to pour out into the world. And, you know, it's about the nature, our deepest nature. For instance, if we look at sugar, so here's some sugar here. What is the nature of this sugar? The nature of this sugar is to express sweetness. That is its nature. And in the same way, we have a certain nature, a certain gift that we're here to give and discover. And it's also like the blood cells in our bodies. The blood cells are part of a whole human being, a whole organism. And that blood cell is here to serve the greater good. Now, if that blood cell in your body suddenly said, oh, you know, I'm really fed up of transporting blood around the body. I want to do something else. What's in it for me? Then the whole system begins to break down. And the reason that we have so many problems on our planet right now, although there has been much progress, is that we are like those blood cells with lots of blood cells saying, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? And when we do that, we pollute our planet. We overconsume. We have such high levels of inequality. But when we come from a place of service and giving, then we start transforming ourselves and transforming the whole and the collective. And this is part of something called the hero's journey, which you may have heard me referring to in the film. So the hero's journey was an idea that was encapsulated by Joseph Campbell, and an American writer. And he basically said that if you look at most stories and most fairy tales or whatever, there's a common theme, which is there's a reluctant hero in the story, the protagonist, who then discovers that actually he's there for a bigger purpose, a bigger reason. But he rejects that bigger reason. Then he goes through trials and tribulations and sometimes hits rock bottom. But hitting rock bottom enables that hero to discover his hidden talents or her hidden talents, to discover the greater self within, to allow those amazing qualities and greatness to flood out of them. And then they overcome the problems in life. They transform themselves and then they become a positive gift to society. So if you look at, for instance, the Harry Potter stories, you know, Harry Potter is the biggest film franchise in the world. And what is that all about? A reluctant hero, a young boy who doesn't feel he's anything special, but is given a legacy by his parents to help save the world. And the books and the stories are all about this innocent young boy who who each step of the journey faces challenges, discovers that hidden power within, and then becomes of benefit to those around him, transforming himself, transforming the world. You know, so many different stories. If you look at many, many stories, subtly, this thread, this idea of a hero's journey, is something that intimately threads itself through the narrative. Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, Frodo in Lord of the Rings, Bilbo, the Hobbit, all just a normal human being, but discovering that greatness within. And why do superhero films do so well at the box office? It's because at some level, we realise there's a hero within us that wants to take that journey and discover that greatness within. So, I want you to share with me, if any of you have actually done 25 and 26, so days 25 or 26 of the Meaning of Life experiment, and just share experiences if you watch those videos, or if you've already feel you've discovered your life purpose. What were the clues that helped you discover your life purpose? How does it feel to live that purpose? We'd like you to share some of those things here. So Colleen saying, life purpose is a divine mission that we feel passionate about and that only we can do or bring to the world. Exactly. It's that unique set of talents and skills. Diana saying, hi from Calgary. Hi there, Diana. Dina saying, watch the documentary on Joseph Campbell, Finding Joe. Yes, I've heard about this documentary called Finding Joe. So it's supposed to be a very good documentary, so perhaps we can watch that. Dina saying, I just finished day 30 this week. Fantastic. Kuka saying, hi there, Kuka, from Barcelona. Nice to meet you. I don't think you've joined us before. So, what are the clues that we're living our life purpose? It's when we feel totally in the moment. It's that Zen moment where we're like, aha, I was born to do this. And another clue is when we're acting in that way, we don't have a particular result in mind, but the fulfillment is in the activity itself. We feel the supreme level of expansion in that moment just by doing that activity. And for me, it's when I'm sharing this knowledge with you. When I'm sharing this, when I'm running workshops, when I'm helping people through very, very difficult time or very difficult illnesses, nothing else matters in the world. I feel at one with that presence and that love and compassion that just wants to flood out and help others. And when we discover that mission and that life purpose, it's a wondrous event, that cosmic dream made manifest. And I hope that over this next week or so, we're all going to come closer to discovering that. So, how do we discover it? Well, we have to connect with three things: skill, will, thrill. So I have this process where when we are coming closer to our life purpose, it is the intersection of skill, will, thrill. So the first one's skill. What are our unique talents and abilities that enable us to actually be a gift to the planet? And we're all unique. You know that it is said that every single snowflake on this planet is unique. And every single snowflake comes together to form beautiful nature scenes. So in the same way, our unique blueprint, our DNA, is there to help us understand that we're here to give that gift. Unique gifts and talents. So that's the skill. The will is, what contribution do we feel like we want to make to this planet? What are our deepest values? And you may remember, I gave you the analogy on New Year's Day when we did our peace meditation and message about the teapot and the cup. Yeah. So most of us in life, we're the teacup. And we say, come on, I want to fill my cup. There's even a phrase, my cup is empty or half full. Come on, who's going to fill my cup? That's when we think about ourselves and we're like, what's in it for me? Me, me, me. And sometimes even those who are being of service at some level are thinking, what's in it for me? How am I going to benefit from this? Do you remember when we used to fill in our applications for university and we had to go and do some charity work so that we could get a better university place? How funny that is. But when we're the cup, we're always waiting for someone else to fill our cup. When we're the teapot, we want to fill other people's cup. We want to contribute. We want to be that empty vessel that helps fill the gaps within other people's lives, to serve, to spread happiness, to spread joy, to spread health. So we pour that into someone else's cup. Now, what gets filled first? Is it the teapot or the cup? It's the teapot. So when we live in a spirit of service, wanting to serve others, then our teapot gets filled first. We expand. We become that vessel that gets filled with love and happiness and joy that naturally wants to flood out into other people's lives. And it's as simple as that. So do we want to be a cup in life, or do we want to be the teapot? That's the question. And so, when we're being the teapot, we're living our deepest values. We're thinking, how do I want to contribute to the world around me? In what way do I want to serve? And finally, thrill. So skill, will, thrill. Thrill is all about what brings us to the moment and uplifts us and expands us and says, I am in the moment. I feel happy. I feel joyful. It's a joyous expression of bliss and my loving nature. So we feel that sense of joy and happiness and fulfillment when we're doing that. Now, of course, when we're living our life purpose, we're not always going to feel those things. You know, accounts have to be returned. Yeah, that's my bugbear. Doing my accounts is not, in any way that I look at it, a joyous activity. But I know that it's contributing to a bigger vision, a grander purpose. And so therefore, when we live our unique talents, when we're motivated to serve others, and we feel that joy, the intersection coming together is our life purpose. And we can all discover clues to it. Now, some people ask me, does this mean I have to leave my job and, go off and do charity work? Does this mean that I can't earn a normal living? You know, how is my material existence going to continue? And actually, living our life purpose doesn't necessarily mean that. It could mean that we live our current lives, but in a completely new mindset of serving. We take on a new project or work at work, or we coach others. Or it might be that we live our life purpose at evenings or weekends. Or we set up a charity or a social enterprise. It just means that we've expanded the vision of our lives. And you know, if we do choose to live our life purpose through our careers, in my experience, the money will follow. When we serve, when we are committed, when we're the teapot, then the financial needs can take care of themselves in magical ways we can't possibly imagine. The universe conspires to support us, to drive us towards that golden vision when our intentions are clear and sincere. So how do we engage with this process? Well, first of all, let's just see if anyone's shared anything in terms of... so Colleen's saying, I knew I was meant to teach since the age of 5. I just knew. When I actually was teaching, I felt my strongest and most empowered and excited to go to work. Fantastic. You know, they say that actually, when we're like 9, 10, 11 years old, there is a certain feeling that we can have, which is a clue to our life purpose. There's an authenticity, an innocence, where we think, this is what I really want to do in life. But then as we get into our teenage years and we get older, we lose that and we fall into society's conditioned processes that mean that we do things that really aren't our authentic selves. Dina, a very interesting comment here. When I filled out the worksheets on discovering my purpose, I looked back at a month later and realised it wasn't, it was wrong. I was still in the overachiever mode. I've now changed this to less stressful hints so I can recover. Yes, and it's very important. Is the teapot any use to anyone if it's broken? We have to become a strong teapot. And so self-care, managing ourselves, managing our health is incredibly important. And when you get on the flight, what do they say? They say, put on your own oxygen mask before you help others. And in the same way, when we put on our own oxygen masks, when we become stronger, when we take the Meaning of Life experiment and regularly meditate, watch the videos, self-reflect, then that means that we're putting ourselves first, and then from that place we become a stronger teapot. Of course, absolutely. Okay, so how are we going to take this journey? Well, luckily there is a process. What I'd love for you to do, and I really hope you take this up, is in the coming week, I'd like you to watch days 25 and 26 of the Meaning of Life experiment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send everyone an email which will have links to those 2 videos. And of course, if you have the app, you can watch the videos in the app, or you can go to our website, TheMeaningofLife.tv, TheMeaningofLife.tv, and you can log in there and you can watch the videos on your desktop as well. In day 25, I cover a blue sky thinking process. We start that about halfway through the video. And it's a process of getting you to close your eyes and to link to your intuition, to link to that deeper knowledge about what it is you want to do with your life. And so in day 25, it's a beautiful experience, and there are some worksheets that you can download as well from www.TheMeaningofLife.tv/worksheets. So that's day 25. Then I'd like you to reflect on those worksheets, and perhaps the next day or the day after, in fact, perhaps you could do it this weekend. I'd love you to watch day 26. And day 26 is when we ask really deep questions about skill, will, thrill. How do we discover our unique talents and abilities, the deeper motivations we have, and of course, what truly brings us joy? That's day 26. And I'd love you to watch those 2 videos. And then next Friday, we're going to come together again next Friday and discuss the results of you going through those worksheets and talk about how we actually put this into action, what our next steps are. Okay. So I really hope that you get a chance to do that. You know, I'm doing my bit, hopefully. I'm being here with you to share this knowledge. And I'd love for you to do your bit, which is to really take some time out. It's the most important thing we can do. This is about living life consciously. When we live life unconsciously, once again, we fall back into the old patterns of life, surfing the web, spending hours and hours on social media, watching mindless TV. We get into that unconscious phase. But what could be more important than discovering what we're here to do? And if a part of your mind says, oh, I know I was supposed to watch those videos, but I haven't got time. Sometimes there can be unconsciously some fear that we have. That perhaps if I do this process, what happens if I can't find my life purpose? What happens if it's too hard to discover? What happens if I discover it and actually I've got to make big changes in my life? Or maybe it's easier not to know by just ignoring it. So we can become aware of those subconscious fears we may have about discovering our life purpose. So have we got an agreement there? I would love for you to watch days 25 and 26. I'm also going to be watching those videos as well. And the next Friday, we get together again at the same time with your worksheets, and we're going to share what we've experienced and talk about the next steps of taking our lives to the next level. Living a life of deeper passion, meaning, purpose, and vision. So, once again, please do like and love or comment on the things that you've heard today. It's been really exciting to be with you. So, of course, lots of people connecting here. Jodie saying, I'm a connector. I love genealogy, storytelling, researching. I'm trying to find a practical application for this innate ability. And once again, when we strive with that vision to say, I have these skills, how can I contribute? Once again, when we have that belief that we can do it, that we can make a difference, the world conspires to make it happen. We can plug into that infinite power that is always waiting for us. And so once again, some people commenting, yes, if you're suffering from obviously chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, the first important port of call is once again to heal our teapot. So when we focus first of all on healing ourselves, then we can be that powerful teapot to help others in life as well. Okay, so I would love for you, if you're focusing, if you're experiencing those particular conditions, just to focus on your own healing and health. That's absolutely paramount. And that's part of the bigger picture. When we heal ourselves, then we know in the longer term we're going to be there for others. Yeah? Fantastic. Well, it's been fantastic to be with you. Once again, we're building this conscious change family, transforming ourselves through discovering our life purpose, meditating, overcoming our conditionings, overcoming our fears, so that we become strong change agents for this year and the next year, which are going to be challenging years for our planet. Transforming our communities, so when we become stronger, we be there to help people around us. And finally, transforming the world. In the next few weeks, we'll be announcing some new initiatives where we'll be partnering with avars.org and some other organisations to see how we can support that shift through petitions, which actually can make a big difference, through opportunities for us to serve and to do charity work and support these processes. So it's really, really exciting, and I'm so excited that you're going to join me on that journey. Brilliant. So, what we also want to do is make sure that, we finish off with a song every week. And I know for some of you, you keep sending me messages saying, I hope you'll sing this week. So we've made it into a regular feature. Now, of course, it's not me singing to you. It's us singing together. Unfortunately, you have to suffer my singing. I don't get to hear you, but it's us singing together. Because what do families do? Families come together and sing. Families that eat together stay together. Families that meditate together stay together. And of course, families that sing together stay together. Our vocal cords are designed to actually sing. And they've now discovered this. Scientists have discovered that the way our vocal cords are designed, we should be singing. And ancient cultures would always sing around the fire. And it's something that we've kind of lost as a civilization. And I want to resurrect this and make sure that most of us are finding chances to sing, to be part of a choir, to sing karaoke tracks on YouTube videos, whatever it may be. So, all right, let's sing together. Once again, please do share this video on your social media groups, on your timeline, with your other groups, because we have thousands of people who actually watch the recording. So far more people watch the recording, 3,000 or 4,000 people watch the recordings, compared to those who are able to indulge in it live. So we really want to share this knowledge around. Brilliant. Okay, so let's sing. So I'm just going to turn the camera off for a moment. So if you just bear with me. And we'll just get the camera into position. And once again, I said that I'll be sending you an email. And on that email, you will have lots of information about how you watch those videos on life purpose, and the worksheets and all the information that you need. Okay, so I think that you can all see the screen. So once again, I want you to be all singing along with me. And what is it that helps us experience our life purpose? Well, something that I thought I'd pick a song that reminded me of life purpose and what it feels like to actually live it, which is Flying Without Wings. I actually do feel, and a lot of people share this, you actually feel you are flying without wings when you're experiencing that skill, will, and thrill. So I hope you know this song. It's by Westlife, although I do believe it was also covered by another band in the 2000s in America as well. So I hope you know this song and you'll join in with me. Everybody's looking for that something, one thing that makes it all complete. You find it in the strangest places, Some find it in the face of their children. Some find it in the lover's eyes. Who can deny the joy it brings when you find that special thing? You're flying without wings. Some find sharing every morning. Some in their solitary lives. You'll find it in the works of others. A simple line can make you laugh. Oh, cry. You find it in the deepest friendships, the kind you cherish all your life. And when you know how much it means, you found that special thing. You're flying without wings. So impossible as it may seem, you've got to fight for every dream. 'Cause who's to know which one you let go would have made you complete? But for me it's waking up beside you to watch the sunrise on your face, to know that I can say I love you at any given time or place. It's little things that only I know. Those are the things that make you mine. And it's like flying without wings, 'cause you're my special thing. I'm flying without wings. And you're the place my life begins, and you'll be where it ends. I'm flying without wings, and that's the joy you bring. I'm flying without wings. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you realise that when we discover our life purpose, we can get to this stage of flying without wings. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's session. Please do like, share and comment it. Please do share it with friends and family. A lot of fantastic work for all of us to do in 2017. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next Friday, where we'll be going through our life purpose sheets and coming closer to expansion, to becoming one, spreading bliss, love and unity. Thank you and goodbye.